Welcome to another edition of the San Diego Prep Insider Podcast. Tommy Morris and Montel Allen with you. Montel, kind of a crazy week last week, especially in a couple of divisions where we had some trouble, but hey, it's playoffs.
It's playoffs. People are playing. They're leaving it all on the field. I'm ecstatically impressed with some of the teams. They just came in. They showed up. They done what they're supposed to do, and now they're moving on to the next round. So I'm excited about this week. After this week, it's all about the finals, baby. So let's get right into it.
Yep, speaking of the next round, let's go right into the next round. And speaking of finals, we do have one final game next week on Saturday. It'll be Crawford taking on Coronado at Southwestern College. Montel, who's going to bring home the Division V championship?
I'm a believer in Coronado right now. I mean, those guys have been talking to me. They've been jarring to me on Twitter, talking about I'm going to believe, and I am a believer. They played Country Day extremely well. They took Braxton Burmeister out of his game. That defensive line is pretty ferocious over there, led by Gonzalez at linebacker. They did a really excellent job. I think they're going to beat Crawford. I don't know if it's going to be handled. I know Crawford has some interesting offense. They run the ball very, very well, so it's a contrast of styles. Not Crawford. Coronado is going to take the Division V title.
Sorry. I'm going to say that Crawford will take the Division V title. I think the two teams, they both like to run. Christopher Haas for Coronado is their main guy. He had 1,414 yards during the season, 19 touchdowns. But for Crawford, they got a kid, Raymond Gabriel Jr., who's got 5 touchdowns already in the playoffs. They're very, very different than La Jolla Country Day. I think that Crawford will surprise some people, and they will be the Division V champions. So moving on.
Good splits. Already starting good.
Hey, we're ready to start with the maybe we'll bet a T-shirt on that game or something like that. Moving on to Division 4, starting with Mar Vista traveling to Mater Dei.
Wow. I'm a Mater Dei fan right now. I'm very excited about CJ Verdell. They've been clicking on all cylinders. No disrespect to Mar Vista. They've been playing very, very well this year. I think it's just going to be a little bit overmatched. So I'm going to go with Mater Dei on this one.
I agree with you. The team's ready to play before. The score was 48-7 in favor of Mater Dei. Again, nothing against Mar Vista. They had a great year, a huge turnaround year for them. So great job by the players and the coaching staff. But I mean, we've seen this movie before. So I think Mater Dei is going to win this one and go to the finals. But then we got to figure out who they're going to play. And this is a very, very interesting one because this is one of the games that kind of started, a good run for UC. It was Bishops losing to UC at UC during the season. Montel, can they get their revenge?
Man, Bishops impressed me so much with this last win. I mean, they totally dominated Castle Park from start to finish. And UC, remember, we went against them before, earlier in the year, and they were able to upset Bishops. I'm going to go with Bishops. I think Bishops gets their revenge. I like UC. I think they're a great team. I don't know if they have Bishops' number or they were just that day. The game was pretty close. I think Bishops figures it out. They've been here before. They've been to this situation before. I think they're going to go ahead and take it, and they're going to go ahead and meet Mater Dei in the finals.
Yeah, and that first game that you're talking about was one of the best games of the year in any division. It was pretty crazy. I mean, Bishops had 4 interceptions. They caused all those turnovers. They still couldn't figure out a way to win. Kind of another side note, so Jeffrey Jackson, who's normally starting quarterback for Bishops, got hurt a couple weeks ago. He was seen warming up before the game last week, so we don't know if he's going to play or not. Moses Mooney, who is their best wide receiver, has to step in at quarterback, and he has looked very, very good at that position as well. So it's almost like a wash there, no matter who's playing quarterback. So I got to go with Bishops. I know University City already beat them at home, but like you said, their winning against Castle Park was very impressive, so I'm going to go with the Knights. Moving on to Division 3, Imperial, who just won a game that neither of us predicted them to win, playing Bonita Vista, a game that both of us predicted to win.
Wow. And Imperial, again, great team. I mean, that game, Santa Fe Christian Imperial, was probably one of the best games I saw all year. I mean, it was back and forth the whole entire game. Imperial's quarterback he's an awesome athlete, great player. Imperial played very, very well. But they're going against Bonita Vista, and Bonita Vista is strong this year. This is their year. Otea Fox over there is safety. Their secondary is great. They got Quentin Harrison, a receiver, back at receiver. They got Posada at quarterback. They just got a lot of weapons over there at Bonita Vista that I don't think Imperial is going to have enough to match up with them to go against. So I'm picking Bonita Vista for the W on that one.
Yeah, much like the Mar Vista Mater Dei game, we've seen this movie before. Bonita Vista already beat them 54-6 in the regular season, and this quite honestly isn't fair. I don't think Bonita Vista is fighting in the right weight class here. I think they're definitely good enough to be a Division I team. Division II at the worst, but they're in Division III, and they're probably going to have not too difficult of a time until they play one of these teams, either Valley Center or Mission Bay.
I'm going to stick with Mission Bay. I've been on Mission Bay with Mission Bay all year. I know Valley Center's playing well. Their defense has been playing lights out. They remind me a lot of like Wesley was playing earlier this year. When Wesley's defense was just lights out, playing against everybody, really standing up to the challenge. Valley Center's been doing that as of lately, and very under the radar. No one's really talking about them. I think they like being the underdog. But Mission Bay, Clark, Ransom, Dumas, those guys are strong. Sanders, a receiver. They got so much speed, and they've been punched in the mouth, so they know what it feels like to kind of help come back. I'm gonna go with Mission Bay on this one. I think Derek Clark is just a little bit too much. Hopefully Valley Center doesn't prove me wrong, but I hope they stand up to the challenge and give them a fight. But I think Mission Bay is just a little bit too much for them this year.
So Mission Bay is one of those teams that likes to wreak havoc on defense. You mentioned all the good athletes. They had 5 turnovers last week against Fallbrook. I do not think that will happen again. Valley Center's a team that's only turned the ball over 7 times in the 11 games they played. And I think teams that Mission Bay struggles with are teams that are very methodical, teams that are well disciplined and have got their stuff together. And that's why I think Valley Center are an upset in this one. I know it's tough. I know it's tough to say. It's tough to pick against all those guys you were just referencing. They're all great players, all great kids. But I got Valley Center. You know
what? To be honest with you, I can't go against you because you've been killing me in the playoffs.
I think, hey, you know what? Speaking of getting killed in the playoffs, we're going to go to this bracket. We just got killed in this one right here. Starting in Division 2, the first game that we're going to have in this one is going to be Otay Ranch going to Rancho Bernardo.
Otay Ranch, man, surprising. Wow, I didn't expect them to advance this far. But that kid, Devon Valle, over there at Rancho Bernardo is the real, absolute deal. I don't know what they're going to do to try to stop him. The guy can catch the deep ball. He can take a short ball and turn it all the way to 7. I'm not quite sure what Otay has in plan for him to be able to contain him. Plus, let's not forget, Rancho Bernardo has a very, very good running game. I like Otay Ranch a lot, but I think the North County schedule, Rancho Bernardo, where they've been playing and who they played against, I think they're going to be more ready to win this game than Otay Ranch is. So I'm going with RB for the victory.
Otay Ranch coming off a big win, impressive against Granite Hills. I did not expect that to happen at all. I liked Granite going to the playoffs, but Otay shut him down. Devon Valle, man, he was catching balls over his shoulder right at him. He was catching balls that he couldn't even see last week. He had one play. I don't know how he saw it. Stefan McKnight tipped the ball, and it somehow just landed in his hands. Unbelievable. So I'm going to go with RB. I agree with you. I think RB will be a little bit too much. And in the other semi, it's Mount Carmel traveling to Valhalla.
Woo! This is a tough one for me to pick. Wow. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm going with Valhalla up front. I'm going with Valhalla, and this is the reason why I'm going with Valhalla. I think Valhalla's defense is fast enough and quick enough to contain Lucas. Period, point blank. Nothing else, nothing more than that. I don't think Lucas is going to be able to get on the outside and shake and bake and get in the open field and cause a lot of havoc. I think Danny Bender, Logan Baker, and those guys are going to be trying to get up in him. I know for a fact, Mount Carmel has those guys. Gould, they got Rashid on the receiver that can stretch the ball. They have a lot of good dynamic players over there over at Mount Carmel. But I think Valhalla's right now, and I'm going to go again. I'm going with strength of schedule and who people teams play. I think Valhalla's has played a little bit of tougher schedule, and I think the defense is going to be ready because they faced that type of speed before, and they know how to kind of contain it. I don't think Mount Carmel's faced a defense like they're going to face against Valhalla. So I think it's going to cause them a little bit of havoc. I'm going with Valhalla for the W. No disrespect, Mount Carmel. I wish you guys the best of luck, but I'm going to go with Valhalla this one.
I completely agree with you, and I have pretty much the same rationale. Valhalla's defense will be the best defense that Mount Carmel's faced all year. No disrespect to Mount Carmel at all, or any of the teams that they play, but Valhalla's defense, I saw it firsthand last Friday when they played Christian. I just completely shut it down. So I think Valhalla's going to win in this one. And what I meant to say earlier, now that we're moving into Division 1, this was the division that we literally did not pick a game right.
I know.
We picked every single, and we had the exact same picks, and we still could not figure it out. This has never happened to me before, personally, so I was in shock. But we will go to these teams that we didn't pick, and now we got to look back at them and then figure out what went wrong. So the first semifinal, it's Point Loma going to Oceanside.
Wow. It's funny because both these teams are up, down, hot, cold, whichever way you want to look at it. I love Point Loma. I love Jalen Griffin. He's been able to, every time we pick against him, he puts egg on our face. He goes and does it. He put 4 touchdowns up against Poway, and he did it to us earlier this year. And that defense is very, very strong over Point Loma. They're very underrated. But Oceanside defense picked up where they left off, where they were at the beginning of the year. I couldn't believe they shut down St. Marcos the way they did. I mean, they completely took Burris out of the game. So with that going, I think they're going to be to take Jalen Griffin completely out of the game, and I'm going to go with Oceanside for the W. I think they finally figured it out on defense, how to get it right, how they're going to play, what's their strengths and what their weaknesses are, and I think they're going to apply them. Point Loma, no disrespect at all. I love you guys. I think you guys have had an excellent year. I think you guys are going to go into this game, and it's going to be a hard-nosed fought game, but I just think Oceanside is going to edge them out on this one for the W.
This is going to be a close game. And first of all, I want to say welcome back to Pow Pow. He came back. He was injured all year. One of the leaders over there at Oceanside, and he scored a touchdown in the first playoff game, so good for him. Point Loma is what I would consider a better version of the Torrey Pines team that's already beaten Oceanside. However, I don't think that was not Oceanside's best game. I think 8 times out of 10 Oceanside wins that game. They just so happen to not. I think having Pow Pow back was a big lift. I think that even though Point Loma is a better version, in my opinion, of a team that they've already lost to, I'm going to take Oceanside. They've got the momentum going, and I think the Pirates are going to advance to the finals in the Division I bracket, which means they're going to have to meet one of these 2 next teams, Montel. It's either going to be Steel Canyon or it's going to be El Camino.
Woo! Another team, and they're so similar, alike. But you know what? I give all the credit. Keely Smith and those guys and that staff over there, the head coach and all those staff over there, they've turned that program around to be an awesome team. I mean, they Spencer and those guys, they bought in. They're doing a great job over there at El Camino. And this game I think is going to be close. Steel Canyon, though, impressed me so much with that comeback against Grossmont. I never thought they could be able to score 39 points in the second half and be down like that and be able to put it together. I'm very impressed with Steel Canyon. I think they have a tremendous amount of momentum going into this game. And I'm going to go with, drum roll, El Camino.
El Camino at home. Okay. See, this is go ahead.
Just no disrespect to Steel Canyon. I think they're a good team. I think El Camino is going to have that 12th man on the field. That crowd is going to be ramping and going wild. And I think El Camino can put enough points on the board and probably hold off Steel Canyon. I think Steel Canyon is a great team, guys. Steel Canyon fans, all of you guys out there, I think you guys are fabulous and great. I think if it was the other way around, if you guys were at home, I would go with you guys. But I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with El Camino.
I had a tough time with this one. I mean, I've had a tough time with all those games, but this one specifically just because Steel Canyon to me kind of came out of nowhere.
Yes.
Again, no disrespect to them. They really did come out of nowhere. And last week really opened my eyes to them. El Camino I've seen a little bit. They're a good team. But just purely on the fact that Steel Canyon really shocked me, came out of nowhere, and I should have seen it coming. I'm not letting that happen twice. I'm going to take Steel Canyon. El Camino, you can prove me wrong, but I'm not letting the Cougars surprise me again. I have learned my lesson.
Pick is a great. Man, I couldn't. I don't know, man. I'll be the first one to admit, you guys, Steel Canyon, El Camino fans, I really don't know who's going to win this game because you guys are great. But I'm going to go with the home team. I'm gonna play the odds in my favor of the home team. So go ahead, let's move on, my man.
All right, our final 2 games, both in the open division. We will start with the 1 seed, Helix, taking on Cathedral.
Cathedral, Tyson Maeva, man, prayers go out to him. I know he suffered an injury. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. I mean, great player. That's too bad for them, and I think that's going to be too much to overcome as well. Helix, I think, is going to go ahead and play Helix ball, and Helix is going to win. But, I mean, I think Tyson was a great player. He was an impact player on that team, one of the best linebackers in the county, bar none. And unfortunately, he had to suffer a knee injury going into the championship game. So I got Helix in this one.
I got Helix as well. Last year for their coach, best out in the county probably. They got to get to that state championship. They're going to. I'm going to take Helix in this game, which means on the other side, this is going to be a tough one to pick because Helix, Mission Hills, and Saints have all been in our top 3 the whole entire year. And now we get 2 of them in the same game. It's Mission Hills going to Saints. Who's going to win?
I don't really even want to pick this game. I've slowly but surely became a big fan of Saints, more so than I have been ever before. I'm very impressed with that O-line. led by Michael Alves. I mean, and the rest of the guys they got on that line. Their defense is very, very impressive. They lost Sims, we know, to the shoulder injury, but Sal's been able to pick up the slack at middle linebacker. They've been doing good. And of course, we can't say enough about Preston. He's that guy. He's been very, very good. But on the other side of the ball, there's a guy that's going to want to rival him, and that's McFarland. He's been playing lights out ball for Mission Hills all year long. His numbers are great. Mission Hills also has an offensive line that is kind of a no-name guy that doesn't really have a big name on it, but those guys push guys around and move the ball around. Troy's going to be there ready to go. This game, man, I don't know, to be honest with you. But enemy territory, I'm going to go with who I've been with number 2 all year. I'm going to go with Mission Hills. Nothing against Rich Sanchez and the staff over there at the Saints. I think they've done a great job. I think Mission Hills is going to be ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. And I think it's destined to go that 1-2. So I'm going to stick with what I've been going with all year. I think Mission Hills is going to meet Helix in the finals.
This is going to be a great game. This is going to be one that I want to go to. The very, very first episode of San Diego Prep Insider, we went to Saints. And watching them practice, I had never seen a more well-oiled machine than these guys running in practice. First of all, I've never seen a harder practice. And they were all getting it done. And I was like, these kids, man, their goals are not what a normal team's goals are. This is not just a team that wants to win a couple ball games. This is a team on a mission. And this is going to be their toughest test. Mission Hills got a whole bunch of Division I talent on that team. So I'm going to have to go with Saints.
There you go. Good. That's good. I'm glad.
I've had Mission Hills number 2 all year. I just, for whatever reason, cannot get myself to pick against Saints.
There you go. I mean, and Saints fans out there, don't crucify me on them because I went against you. It's not because I'm going against you, because me and Tommy have to make a pick, obviously. And this is one of those games. It's a coin toss. They're both evenly matched. They're both similar as far as talent is concerned on there. I mean, they both got Division I talent on both sides of the ball. They're going to be a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be even better than the first half of the Helix-Madison game. I think it's going to be better than that. I think it's going to be through the whole game. Guys are going to go going back and forth. And it's going to depend on, I think, to be honest, I think it's going to be who can get the ball and who can run the ball better. Can McFarland and that offensive line, the Mission Hills, run the ball better? Or can Saints? This is going to be the test of the offensive lines and the running backs. Who gets the better game? Whichever running back has the most yards, that team is going to win. So I'm going with obviously Mission Hills, and you're going with them. But that's going to be the determining factor of the game, period. Whichever running back has the biggest game, that's going to win.
All right, so those are our picks. So, again, let us know what you think we're getting wrong. And, after the game, here's the thing. We get a lot of messages after the game, which is fine. Yeah. But if you really have the stones, you'll give it to us before the game happens.
Yes.
So that you're putting your money where your mouth is. It's easy to be, Captain Hindsight and look at the games that we got wrong. But give us some smack talk before the game starts. That's all I'm saying. I would appreciate some pregame smack talk as opposed to the postgame smack talk. But I'll take any smack talk.
Yeah. I'll take it all with a grain of salt. I don't mind. And guys, especially players, if I get it wrong or me and Tom wrong, I'll be the first one to admit when I get something wrong. I'm not worried about that at all. We're both man enough to admit that.
This
but
is true.
Players have a problem. Guys, prove us wrong. If all my picks are wrong, prove me wrong that I'm wrong about my analysis of what I'm doing. Prove Tommy that he's wrong. And then tell us that we're wrong. We picked you guys wrong. But bottom line, we want to see all you guys do great. That's the bottom line. All you guys do great. Play your hardest out. And may the best team win, because that's why we play on Friday nights and Saturdays. Period.
I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome batch of games. Montel, got to ask you, though, before we go. Rosters came out for the All-Star Game. So how excited are you for this?
I'm real excited. I mean, it's been on Twitter, Facebook, all over the place who got drafted and who went where. I'm excited about the teams being mixed. I mean, a great story. Coach Carter at La Jolla is one of the coaches because he coached last year in the game. His players aren't even on his team. They're on the other day. So this is going to be a real big mixed up of gumbo. We sliced it up in half, and we're letting these guys play. I'm really excited about seeing a couple of players really, really play and show the thing. I'm really excited about seeing Duran Miller over there at Mount Miguel to see what he can do against the next level of talent. The big hitter over there. I'm excited to see what Gannon can do, or Gary Cannon over there from Olympian, what he can do with a lot of weapons around him. See what he can produce. I'm very excited about a lot of players, man. That we got. We got schools all the way from Division 5, which is Mountain Empire, all the way up to Division 1. We got kids coming from Helix, just playing in the All-Star game. So, we just want the support, love support from San Diego Insider, man. You guys have been by us all the way through and through. It's gonna be a great game December 6th at Granite Hills. Just come out and watch us, man. Us with the college scouts and us streaming it and the whole nine, and just support some really good San Diego talent. I think you guys will be very, very impressed with what we're going to put on.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I can't wait for the 26th. Montel, we will see you next week when we've got finals, man. We got finals all the way coming up next week.
Absolutely, Tommy. Hey, have a good one. Good luck, everybody. See you guys later.